No, I think I've been in this for, what are we at? 26 months, 27 months, so 28 months. It's part of the job. I think pressure is what you make of it. I enjoy what I do. I love coming to work every day. I mean, this isn't pressure to me. It's part of what I've signed up for.
No, la verdad que presión, siempre digo. La gente que se levanta a laburar temprano y no sabe si va a llegar con la comida a su casa. Presión nosotros no tenemos, sí, queremos hacer las cosas bien, que nos vaya bien.
No, presión nunca. Siempre confié en lo que podía hacer, en lo que podía dar para el equipo. Tenía el apoyo del cuerpo técnico, de mis compañeros, del club entero. Nunca sentí presión, lo que sí, siempre uno busca todos los partidos convertir, ayudar al equipo.
I know you guys maybe are sick of hearing it, but these guys, we care about each other. We just want to win games.
No hay que hacer tanto biribiri con un jugador, entonces hay que estar positivo y tirar para adelante todos juntos. No creo que lleve a algo positivo el comentario tuyo o las preguntas, pero bueno, hay que seguir.
Yeah, I have a brother who has cancer. That's pressure. That's different. That's something more. This is a job which I love, so I don't see this as pressure.
En Argentina estamos acostumbrados a vivir con presión desde que nacemos.
The manner in which they conceded that goal so late. On the flip side, we talked to Josh Wolf, and you kind of see that smile. It's a really controlled smile right now, and look on the face of Josh Wolf, because tonight was a gutsy performance.
And, I don't know what place we're in right now. I'm not too concerned about now. I think the end of the season is what's most important. We got to keep getting better, which I think has been clearly the case over the last few performances. And we got to have more, more ruthlessness and certainly determination to muster up and be on the other side of draws. We got to win some of these games. This is another game that I think we put enough into it. We deserve more out of it. And, obviously we had to come from behind, but that's also a good quality.
Hi everybody, welcome. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be an English show, but I need to do the introduction in español. Like always, les damos la bienvenida en Club Deportes TV. Este es FCTV, les damos la bienvenida. Hoy que es lunes 8 de mayo de 2023. Hoy tenemos un programa muy bueno que vamos a hacer en inglés porque tenemos a dos personajes. We have two guys that they are like really, really good in numbers, stats, and all that stuff. So I'm going to try my best to talk in English. Don't forget to follow us. Why you guys don't follow Club Deportes? You follow me, but follow Club Deportes. Club Deportes is the serious part of the show. So Club Deportes are at Club Deportes. Follow us, clubdeportes.com. And you can follow us also Instagram at Club Deportes Austin. We try to put some stuff, and actually it's actualized every single hour, clubdeportes.com. Okay, now Jerry Lopez en controles, Jerry Lopez at producing. Pásanos, Jerry. ¿Estoy peinado? Mira, ni estoy peinado, güey. Pásanos a la camera number 2, Jerry, because I want to introduce. I'm going to go from there to over here. Eric. You know him very well. I think you know both very good. You know even the pollo over here. You know everybody here on this table. Oh, yeah. He's laughing because we're in the final. Okay? So, anyways. Eric McCoy from Football and BYD. Bienvenido. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, Jorge. I'm so excited. My FCTV debut. This is great.
Yeah, that's good, right? When I say, when we had an English show, I'm going to have to invite you. Today was the opportunity. And I say, Eric, you have to be here. So I want to see you. I don't want to say in the big leagues because your show is like really, really good. But I want to see you, I want to see you like open, like whatever you're going to say.
So I try to keep it a little calm on my show. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be angry. I'm on FCTV.
That's what I see. Your show, you try to keep the control. Right here, please.
Unhinged.
Don't do that.
Uncensored.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
Exactly. Welcome, Eric. Thank you
Thank you, Jorge. It's an honor.
And, Scott, we have an honor again to have you here. You are the guy of the numbers, the guy of the stats. Welcome again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Looking forward to it. Hopefully I don't have to play mediator too much since I get stuck in the middle here.
And I want you also, feel free to talk whatever you want to talk. So as always. That's the rule here. I know these guys know when they get here. I said, don't talk anything about soccer until you are on the show. So that was a good rule, right? Because
I think so.
Because you have a lot of stuff to say.
We didn't really talk about soccer. We just talked about like Chelsea and Premier League, and that doesn't really, nobody really cares about that. So.
They're not really playing soccer, Chelsea, this season. I don't think it counts what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are gonna wait a little bit for Jerry to get back on the table, but we had another tie. We didn't win. This is the seventh.
Seventh match without a win. Yes.
The seventh game without a win. And I want to start with we're going to start, if it's okay with you, with the lineup.
Yeah.
Because it was a surprise, right? I mean, for me, it was a surprise.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a surprise, mostly because nobody had any idea that Driussi wasn't going to play. I think even in the player availability reports, that didn't pop up at all. And so you just start looking at the lineup. I looked at the starting lineup and immediately was like, oh, well, Driussi's probably on the bench. And then I looked at the bench and I was like, wait, because I saw he traveled. So I knew he was there. Uh-huh. And then we found out through the Apple commentators that he has a groin injury that has some indeterminate number of time until he's back. So to me, that was the biggest surprise, in addition to the actual lineup, which involved playing essentially a 5-man back line, which we have not really seen with this current group of players.
Okay, so with this lineup, do you think it was the best lineup without Driussi?
I think so. I would say so. Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
I mean, it didn't have a ton of options to choose from when Driussi's out. I mean,
without Driussi and without Diego, that's kind of the best you can do, because the depth gets a little.
¿No pones de regreso? Okay, I'm not happy with that.
You're not. So what don't you like for it?
I'm going to tell you. First, Sardes. You just mentioned Scott. You just mentioned some minutes and numbers from Sardes. Can you refresh that to us?
In MLS games, he's played 493 minutes and only has 2 shots on goal.
2 shots in 400. So that's about 5 games.
Yeah, it's about 5.5.
5.5 games. So we got that. Okay, and the only thing I didn't like, it's what is going on between Josh and Alex Ring. He should be the captain on Saturday. That's what I think. That's what I was not happy of it, because Ring, he has been given everything that he can to save the
playing out of position right now.
He wasn't even second captain, because the captain came off and then they gave the armband to Stuver. So he's at least 4th, and probably not even that high, to be honest.
Yeah, probably will be after Raiders and after. I don't know.
Do you think? I mean, we should put Rodney higher. That's just based on
Captain Rodney Redis. I love it.
That's good.
That's how he'll finally get a goal.
That's even a name. Can you repeat that?
Captain Rodney Redis.
That's even for a movie. The title for
the Captain Rodney Redis.
Captain Rodney Redis. Okay. What do you think is going on between? I
don't know what it's interesting, because I actually have. I noticed that as well. I didn't see a ton of talk about it on Twitter, but I definitely noticed that with Driussi out, that the captaincy went to Cascante and not Ring. To me, I think if you look at the very first game this season against St. Louis, Ring was on the bench, right? Owen Wolf started in midfield. I just wonder if going into this season, Ring just didn't factor into Wolf's plans to the degree that he has in previous seasons. And so because he was thinking, okay, I'm just going to roll with Owen in my midfield, Ring's going to be on the bench, we can't have him have that captaincy because he's not going to get the minutes. And of course, obviously the injury to Cascante, Keller is clearly not ready to play, neither is Amro Tarek. And so because those guys aren't ready, you then have to rely on Ring, but because he wasn't really in the plans a whole lot to begin with, I guess maybe it's just awkward for him to then go back to the captaincy. I don't really get it. The vibes with this team have seemed off all season, and I wonder if changing the captaincy has something to do with that. You were second place in the West last season. Why mess with your captain? Doesn't make sense to me.
I agree. My conspiracy theory is that Ring's contract ends at the end of the season, and I think Ring already told the club he doesn't want to come back.
Okay,
that's my conspiracy theory about what I think is going on.
Something's up,
but
for sure.
something, yeah.
Because
and more importantly, it's something that happened in the offseason. Like, it happened in the preseason. Like, clearly some kind of communication happened between Wolf and Ring, and and whoever in the front office was involved at the time, that went so badly that the relationship they decided is just like a detente of like, you can just be here and play, but we're not going to like make a plan here.
That would be stupid, you know, to make a to make a team work. I mean, I understand, and I think there is more about that. We notice on games. We said in Spanish. I don't know if I mentioned it to you when on the last time you were here, but there is something going on between Ring and Wolfito. They don't really talk to each other. I mean, on the field, the day when Ring was the first time center back, Wolfito went to say hi, and basically, they were like very close to me. Ring just went like, okay, just like give like high five, and he left, and he went to talk to somebody else. So I don't think Wolfito has to do anything with it, but his father is putting him on Ring's position, right? So we believe on few shows before we said, okay, I probably think that since Ring was going to be not really on the starting 11, they took the captain ban on him. So, and not being on the starting 11, this means Wolfito. You know, who else is there? So that's one of the things. If you see Ring playing, he's mad all the time. You know, he's like really playing because he has to play, because he's a professional guy, because he's like a really good. He's for a lot of us, and I'm including myself. For a lot of us, he's the captain. I mean, he's the captain without the band.
No, he's the captain. He's the leader. I think he's. I think all around he's possibly the best player on the team in terms of what he provides offensively and defensively, especially when he's played in a more midfield position. And he's one of those guys that you would just always expect to be not even just penciled in the starting 11, but in pen, because he's in the center of the park and he provides everything that you need. And we've seen what has happened with Austin, especially attacking wise, without his passing and his vision and his movement in midfield. And as good as Wolfito is,
it's been missed big time.
He's still 18. Mm-hmm. Like as much as he's a great player and is very talented, mm-hmm. he's still an 18-year-old and he's still learning how to play professionally. You know, we saw that against Galaxy on one of the mistakes he made. And, Ring is a consummate professional who's a veteran, who knows exactly what he's doing at all times. And he's the kind of calming presence that every midfield needs.
And I think, going back to the captain and to give the van to Cascante, just to finish with that, we knew Cascante wasn't going to be playing the full. I mean, it was like not. There's something that I can't understand. I mean, if you know Cascante is not going to play, or he can be out in 5 minutes, why you give him the van?
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of okay. It's already Stuber the second. Just give it the first and put Cascante as the second. Or you can put Ring at the end of the lineup, but there these kind of things I don't understand why a player that he had 9 minutes, 10 minutes on the season, why he's gonna get just because it's a friend, or because
it doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. Like you said, Cascante is coming back from injury, probably isn't gonna play the full 90.
And I'm not against anything with Cascante.
He was I think really good against Portland.
Yeah, no,
I also thought he came off tactically and not because he was tired. So I think the plan. I think the plan was to have him go 90, and because Austin had fallen behind, we're chasing. He was the one who sacrificed.
Okay. I know. Okay, going back to the numbers. Let's say go with Rigoni's. Let's go with Rigoni's, Jerry. We got the first assistance, Rigoni's assistance. So we have 1-on-1 in 20 games.
You got a bottle of champagne to celebrate here, Jorge?
That's
first assist. First goal last week, first assist this week.
That is exactly what I'm doing.
It's called momentum. It's clear that Rigoni is more comfortable playing on the left side.
I think so, yes.
It also helps that Rodney draws so much attention on the other side of the pitch. You laugh, and I'm not even joking.
I've defended Rodney Redis last week. I got all kinds of heat.
But 11 wins on 20 games before Rigoni, and 4 wins with muy bien, Jerry. Okay, this is exactly what you say. Champagne. I mean, we got like this close to lose the game, but because of that game, everybody was celebrating. I mean, it was like a really good celebration. And they said, oh, we're the usual media conference, like, we're doing this, we're doing that. We almost lost. I mean,
Yeah, we saw the smile at the full-time whistle. Wolf seemed pretty satisfied.
I mean, the Portland fans went on one of their subreddit threads after the match was just like when a draw feels like a loss, and conversely, that definitely was a draw that felt like a win, especially when you look at Austin's record playing well away in general, but also away to Cascadia teams. Getting a goal late and also just seeing an Austin team the last two games that played with the kind of heart that they had last year. Falling a goal. I mean, don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to not continually fall behind a goal. I'd prefer that. But seeing that the team, especially early in the season, we would see it where they would give up a goal and you could just see body language wise, they were just kind of saggy shoulders looking down, oh no, it's happening again. And now they're kind of back to okay, we're down a goal. We can still do this. We can still get back. We can still score. And so even though it's a draw and it wasn't a win, and it was very close to being a loss, there are positives and momentum to take from it.
Yeah, positives.
That they are looking better.
Positive, but do you think this was a lucky tie?
Well, I think there's an issue whenever you're a coach and you've just gone your seventh match without a win and you're smiling at the full-time whistle. I don't think that's a good look. But I will say this was, I think, overall a really good performance from Austin FC. Mm-hmm. And yes, because it took till the 92nd minute to actually equalize, to an extent that does mean you are fortunate to end up with a point from it. But I think if you look at Austin FC outshot Portland, I know you probably look at the expected goals. Austin FC were pretty heavily ahead on expected goals in this match. So I think there's a lot of positives to take from it. Again, I just don't know if you're a coach and you've just gone 7 matches without a win. You should be smiling.
In the pre-show, he said he doesn't know what he doesn't know.
To be clear, he may not be aware that it's been 7 matches without a win. So in Wolf's defense,
he absolutely knows. He knows all of this.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I mean, it's media conference is the same exactly thing one game after other. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you do. I mean, if you lose, it's we have to keep going, move on. But if you win, I mean, we haven't won for a while, but if you tie, it's like a winning. I mean, it's really like that. So I'm going to let you guys talk, analyze what we saw that day.
So one of the things I thought was interesting was every lineup for Austin FC on every website was wrong.
Yes.
This is the goal. Evander puts in a great cross. I wish Rodney did a little bit better job in the closeout there. Because I think he didn't read Evander's body language that he was clearly trying to get the ball on his right foot. Because that's kind of Evander's game of playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's a 10. He plays a free roll. He tries to get the crosses in. You can kind of see he just doesn't make a strong enough choice out there.
Space, yeah.
Too much space, too much time. And, Lundqvist just isn't big or tall enough to deal with a center back on the back post. He just isn't. Mm-hmm. And so that's smart on Portland to try to get that matchup on the back post, which is he's the guy who scored the away goal or who scored the goal when we played away to them last year.
Mm-hmm. And this was on minute 32, so basically MLS didn't say anything on the first 30 minutes because it was almost nothing. And you see, this is minute 68. This was a very good one.
You gotta love that, Jorge. You gotta love that.
From the beginning, we have our top scorer, 4 goals.
Defender
John Gallagher, 4 goals. And Rigoni did a very good pass. They give double assistance, one to Wolfito right there, the Wolfito.
Yep, very nice pass.
I mean, yeah.
Look at Zardes trying to get his foot on that.
He got so close to making that not a goal. He nearly cleared it.
That almost certainly would have went out of bounds there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so and after that, he almost, yeah.
I didn't notice that the first time. That is so funny to see Zardes there.
Okay, so after this, minute 71, they go again 2-1. It seemed like very easy. Just the way they wanted to, they wanted to score minute 70, 71, and they score. You see, there are 4 guys trying to make the pressure, but right here, somebody told me Stuber shouldn't get that ball. What do you guys think?
I think it's a pretty soft goal for Stewart to give up. I think it seemed to me like he didn't see it because of
that's exactly what I told him.
And the problem there is that if you're going to block the goalkeeper's view, you need to get a deflection on the ball, and it goes through Rodney and Ring, and neither of them get a touch on it, and so Stewart just doesn't see it until it's already pretty much past him.
Yes,
like you can see when Stewart reacts to the ball, like it's already past the penalty spot. So.
And Mr. Redes got late a little bit. But Redes is playing good. I like it.
Yeah,
I
Redes
really
has
done
he's
really improving
well.
a lot
in
the last, 3 games? 2-3 games after 3 years? Yeah.
He's still only 22.
I'm excited with what we've seen from Rodney these past couple matches.
And this also was very good. Oh, no, this was
nice little hold-up work from Zardes.
But you see, Wolfito did a good job.
Yeah.
Few of them, but he did a good job.
Deserved man of the match, would you guys say?
But mostly because
the assistants,
mostly because I don't know who else I would pick.
Gallagher would probably be.
Yeah, I mean,
and probably the guys from the MLS, they say, you know what, we haven't get anybody from Austin in 7 weeks, so
he also
let's have anybody.
He also made the MLS team of the week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he got the MLS, and this was like a lucky one, good one, and I mean, it was. I would say it's more lucky than.
That's a great ball from
it was.
Nice,
but look at the time. I mean, it's like we have to suffer 90 minutes to be able to tie it, and that feels the way Scott says, you know.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things about this goal and something that we saw more in the first half on with Lundqvist was, you know, Austin's been crossing the ball a lot, and that's been much talked about. But the crosses, especially on Saturday, didn't seem as hopeful of just like hitting it into the box. They definitely tried to hit the ball into the area between the back defender and the keeper. And I think that put a lot more pressure on Portland's defense and provides the attacker a little bit more room to really like build up speed and go and attack it. Lundqvist was doing really well at that, which is something that I think that...
Perfecto, Jerry.
Yeah, so when Zahn's back there, I feel as though he never hits early balls or never hits balls back there, and he kind of waits it out a little bit too much. And I like that Lundqvist was very aggressive in trying to get a ball in early and to try to play it when Portland's running at their own goal.
So you think we're really improving?
I think so. When you look at where they were, I mean, these last two, they scored 2 goals in each of these last 2 matches. It was nearly 400 minutes without a goal before this. So I think you do have to say that it is getting better from where it was, 3-4 weeks ago.
I mean, also where it was 3 or 4 weeks ago was really, really bad.
Yeah, horrible. It didn't take much to be better than that.
It's a low bar, but still. We're going
last season, I was checking on the numbers. On this time, 10 weeks after, we were 20 points. And we had, let's see, we had 6 wins. Let me see. 6 wins, 2 ties, and 2 losses last year.
It was also after the 11th game of the season when Wolf got his extension, which I thought was kind of interesting to look at in terms of like how this season's going versus last season, and being like, well, after 11 games last season, we were ready to rehire him. So at what number of games of perceived bad performances would we be ready to just like go full Wolf out?
Well, Cascante got the renewal without playing, so we don't know. Jerry, give us Josh Wolf weekly.
Get that back, Julio.
Yeah, exactly. Julio, por favor, give back that man. No, he's good. He's okay. Hi, Josh. We have 2 goals, actually 4 goals in 2 games. It seems like everything is working good. Rigoni, first assistant, Bruin, but it seems like we're still suffering to tie the game. I mean, it was lost until minute 92. What do you think is the factor of this?
When we give up goals, you gotta be able to grind and come back. We're playing on the road in Portland, which is one of the most difficult places in the league to play. So I think we gotta be clear with what the expectations are. We want to come away with 3 points always. The performance overall was quite good. So I think what the result is sometimes not reflective of the performance, and we put ourselves behind a couple times, but like last week, we should have won the game. Like previous games, we should have won games. So you shouldn't have to score 3 goals every game to win. So I think that's part of it as well. But the guys did extremely well with taking in the information from the week and obviously applied it in a good way. And the players totally feel and understand that dominated the game, which I think was quite clear statistically and optically. So we just got to do better in these little moments. Boxes, goals change games, and I think we deserve more goals. We created many more chances, better chances, and we got to reward ourselves and obviously have a shrewdness in front of goal.
Are you seeing what you want on the field with the teams? That's one question. And the last one will be it seems like we're doing better, on the field, but we're gonna be on the 12th place. Actually, we're on the 12th place now.
Yeah, it's a long season. I think it's again, we've been without 4 starters at some point now. So Diego hopefully coming back. Julio, we just got back. Z tore his ACL. Obviously Seba's out. There's a strong chance Owen makes the U20 World Cup team and he'll be missing. So, it's a long season. It's been a difficult start. We've had to nurse some of these injuries. We're going to have schedule congestion and, I think the guys are responding in a good way. And, I don't know what place we're in right now. I'm not too concerned about now. I think the end of the season is what's most important. We got to keep getting better, which I think has been clearly the case over the last few performances. And we got to have more, more ruthlessness and certainly determination to muster up and be on the other side of draws. We got to win some of these games. This is another game that I think we put enough into it. We deserve more out of it. And, obviously we had to come from behind, but that's also a good quality.
Okay, guys.
So where is he being held hostage at, Joshua?
It looks like
blink 3 times if you're okay, Josh.
Yeah.
Did
somebody pay the ransom?
Yeah, a little Zoom background.
Yeah, put a Zoom background up, or just have somebody hold a jersey back there. Come on.
That was a bizarre spot for that interview.
You can hear the flushing of the
it looked like a bathroom stall, maybe.
Okay. Anyways, we should get points. We should win. We shouldn't. What do you think?
Yeah, it is. We were just talking. It is kind of the same excuses that we're hearing now after these matches. And while I do agree there are certainly positives to take from the performance, and I agree that over the last couple of matches there has been an improvement. But still, when you've gone this many matches without a win, it needs to be more than just moral victories. You need actual victories right now. And because the MLS is a very forgiving league, and 9 of 14 teams are going to make the playoffs. From the Western Conference. I mean, Austin's here in 12th. I think they're just 2 points off of a playoff spot. So as dire as this may look right now, that they're still ultimately probably okay as far as making the playoffs. But it just gets a bit old to continually hear the same excuses after each of these matches. You want to hear a bit more, I think.
Yeah, I mean, talking about how close it is, Saturday's opponent, FC Dallas, they're in 5th, but only 6 points ahead of us. And it's not that Wolf's wrong. He's not wrong. It is a long season. It is a very forgiving league. You only need to win. You only really need to put together 2 or 3 good months, and you'll be fine and possibly hosting a playoff game, which is kind of what happened last year, to be honest. But you are what your record says you are, and Austin is the 12th best team in the West right now. And you can, hopefully they play better and prove that different. But that's where we are.
Do you think he's gonna? I mean, do you believe him when he said, "Oh, I don't know what place we are right now." Do you believe him? I mean,
I don't believe him.
He knew it since the beginning of the game. He was gonna be 11 or 12.
I find it hard to believe that nobody anywhere in the coaching offices or in the locker room has the list of the standings. I just don't believe that.
Yeah, exactly. But there's some stuff that it makes you think that they're not really aware of what is happening around.
I mean, part of it is that he doesn't seem. I wouldn't say that he doesn't seem worried, but he seems to have a confidence that this is a long season. We're in for the long haul.
It's a man who feels very comfortable in his job security.
Yes, he does. I mean, he got an extension last year.
That's a really good
and I think he. And part of it is also, if you're a coach who thinks you're on the hot seat, you talk about the long-term plan and you talk about the long-term goal, and that's the thing that you do. He's definitely confident in where he is. I don't know that that's placed or not. He might be misplaced based on the standings because, we talked about, getting a game-tying goal in the 92nd minute. if that goal doesn't get in, are we having a very different discussion about?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean,
is
2
that
minutes later.
Is that what he talks about in terms of goals change games? He really means goals change my job security?
Well, I tell you what, even if OSFC don't score that equalizing goal, I think the press conference is still pretty similar. I think he would still be talking about the performance. I think he would.
No, it will be different. It will be different. The performance he likes and everything, but it will be a different mood. I mean, right now, if you tied a game, because everybody thought we were going to lose with Portland here in Football in Vivo and FCTV last
we
week.
Did not predict it.
That's weird. We are FCTV, and you are Speak English, and you are Football in Vivo. So that's kind of we need to switch that. We need to switch that.
Rebrand.
Yeah. So what I think is, I think everyone knew we were going to lose, but when you tie this way, I mean, it feels like exactly like a victory. Right, and that's the question that I did last week. I said, you know what? It feels like a victory, but we're in the 11th place. It felt like a victory, but we're in the 12th. And probably next week it's gonna feel like a victory 0-0, but we may
give up 2 goals.
It'll be great.
Well, I'll say this though. Like I remember. Okay, I know you were there, Jorge, but the first year with this team. This was a really bad team, and there was a lot of happy talk coming from Josh Wolf. That was one of the things that annoyed me the most about that first season is that while the team was playing bad, we were still getting, I think, a lot of press conferences like that where he did kind of seem either in denial or just wanted to put a bunch of spin on it. But yeah, to me, I feel like we see a lot of the happy talk from Josh Wolf, regardless of what's going on with the team.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead. Jerry, and just gonna ask something. En el Twitter de Austin FC hay unas fotos donde dice la familia y están haciendo como un asado. ¿Nos pones un par de esas? Gracias, Jerry. I'm asking, you know what I'm saying? Because Finley said, I'm like really. My conspiracy, like the way you said.
Yeah, conspiracy theory. Let's do it.
My conspiracy theory is they don't have a good relation inside. Okay, I hear things, people told me things, and I believe there is something inside what I see on the field with players, faces, like body language. You can see there is people that doesn't get along with people, and confirms what you heard. But like Finley said, you probably get tired of us saying we have a good relation with the environment. Everybody, like Drusy, Urruti. Tuesday, he said, no, we're good, we're the team, we're friends, we're this. When he was pulled out, he went like this to the team, to his, I don't know to who, but somebody on the technical group, right? So that's not really cool.
I mean,
I mean, my friend is not gonna tell me, hey, go like.
I mean, I think part of it is that good teams have chemistry because it's easy to have chemistry when you win, and when you're doing badly, you have bad chemistry because everybody's upset that you're not doing well, and always thinks that everybody being the protagonist of their own story thinks that if I played more, if I got more shots, we'd be doing better if it was just me. And I think that there seems to be a lot of that in the team. The other thing, speaking to the I don't want to say factions, but factions in the locker room, is that if you watch the practice videos, it's always the same people partnered up.
And there is another thing.
Always the same people partnered up.
There is another thing. The people from the social media, I tweet something, and I said, these guys are real. They need to get somebody else. I mean, what they're doing is really laughable. The picture, when you have the picture ready, you tell me, Jerry. That's, okay, go for it. When you're ready. Okay, so social media people puts this stuff, couple pictures, and says, La Familia. What is the familia? Where is the familia? I see 3 guys there from 3 different, sites, because they took couple pictures from there. Where is Ring? I want to see Ring hanging with these guys. I want to see Josh Wolf sitting in a chair in the back. I want to see who else can be there. Sardes. I want to see Sardes trying to taste whatever he's doing. I mean, what kind of a social media guy we have there? Oh, there you go. They're all the friends right there, All the friends.
2 hands.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that steak is for Sardes. The other one is for I don't know who. But we don't see the really thing that we want to see now. When they lost against the last one we lost, the very next day they had a picture of the players in a concert on the social media. You don't do that. I mean, what you saw there, people insulting them, social media guys, this is soccer. They're not influencers. Well, they are, but they're not. This is soccer first, right? So you need to understand that soccer, when you lose, people is not going to be happy. Don't put a picture of them having fun in a concert after everybody got upset the night before. So, do you guys see a family right there?
I mean, no one was smiling in those pictures. Like, you could have at least said, "Hey
like,
guys,
photo.
cheese."
There's
Like,
actually
we're
a
taking
really
picture.
good one. I don't know if you have access to it. There's a really good one where Rigoni's like,
Oh,
it is purely posed of him like being on the grill, and he
on the
wants
fans
nothing
night.
to do with it.
You have it on your Twitter, right? The fans night.
No, we've done a few other ones like that, but there's one where he's like standing at the grill, and it's very clearly like I'm over here, like it's very posed. And I know what you said about like the social media team, like some of it does come off very posed. Like it comes off very like we are specifically featuring these 3 players. We're very specifically featuring these 4 guys, and they're always going to pop up. And Rigoni's one of those people, and he should because he's a DP and he's very, very recognizable. But he shows up in every single one of those, no matter what. It is really interesting to look at.
And again, you don't see the people that you want to. I want to see the people that obviously is not happy. The Golfito is not there. There's people that is not there. What do you think?
Yeah, to me, yeah, to be calling that one big happy family to me is very misleading.
It's laughable, but this is not the problem. It's not the players' problem.
It's a lot more laughable than any kind of laughter that's going on at this
yeah,
party right here. It doesn't look like anyone's laughing at this party.
Ahí está. There you go. There we go. He's like.
It's gotten worse since then.
I'm sorry,
Rigoni.
we haven't updated the standings since the last time we posted that.
Oh, don't worry about it. But it seems like hey, Max is telling him, hey, this is Redder's steak. Okay, spill on it, or something like that. Escúpele. Pero bueno, okay. So those are the things that I said. We are not really seeing, but I think it's like a line that they have to follow. Because you talk to someone, no, we're family. You talk to the other one, no, we are. For me, they need more to show that they're really together.
Do you think that, I think last season we did see a lot of that, and there are a couple of key figures on that last season's team that are not with the team currently, like Felipe Martins, Ruben Gabrielson. Do you think the absences of those guys is affecting the familial atmosphere at Austin FC right now?
Oh, 100%.
Yes,
I think Felipe
yes.
especially. I think Felipe was one of those like glue guys who really kept like the team together.
And Ruben, Felipe, and last year I saw many pictures of them. I actually went to a restaurant one night after a game. I went to a restaurant and they were. Rigoni was already here. Rigoni, Felipe, Sebas, Maxi, and I said, "Hey, hi guys, hi everybody." They were like, and they were having nice time with their wives or family. It was like a really good. It looked like they really were enjoying, right? Before I saw pictures of Cascante, Felipe, Redes, everybody in a picnic or something. That's what we want to see. I mean, as a fan, that's what the people wants to see.
Well, and part of it is also like, we talk about the way that social media presents it and the photos there, but like you talked about earlier, the body language in stadium, you can't hide that. You can't hide that. Like the players look.
I have a lot of sympathy for our social media team at Austin FC
like
trying to make this look happy.
Yeah, I mean, like we see a Rudy or whoever come off and like throw the kid, or like one time when a Rudy wasn't going to come on, he like took the penny off and like threw it down because he wasn't going to play, and you can't hide that frustration from 20,000 people who are in the stadium and see it. Like we can see the frustrations are happening.
But that's the thing. I mean, they're very professional. You see Urruti coming like this, and you see his face, his eyes, and everything. But when you ask him, what's happening? No, we're a team. We're cool. We're friends. We are, we love each other. we kiss tongue by tongue and things like that, and it seems like everything is cool, but it's just like they are. For me, they're pretending to be cool, which right now, I mean, if they're scoring twice, I don't care if they talk to each other or not. I mean, at first they start working together for the team on the field. It doesn't matter if they don't talk to each other.
Yeah, winning solves everything. That's the biggest thing.
Exactly. In Europe, it's kind of like that. I mean, the big stars, they don't talk to each other. They just go play and they leave. And you remember the biggest Barcelona winning with, there were only three guys having fun all the time. Luis Suarez, Neymar, and Messi. They were together all over. There was no Piqué, nobody, actually. There were only the three of them. I mean, they were winning. Nobody cared, right? They were winning everything. So we would like to see something on the field and the social media trying not to, because they're trying to do a lot of stuff in Spanish. I don't know if the guy who does that speaks Spanish or they translate stuff, but if some things are like really.
They need to hire you as a consultant.
Yeah, right.
Working for us at FC. Could you see that?
Can you follow me, guys, please? Can you follow Club? Don't follow me. Follow Club Deportes. And not follow Telemundo. Follow somebody else in español. Anyways, ¿qué más tenemos, Jerry? Will. Put Will Bryn. Vamos a escuchar a Will Bryn.
Every time we talk to some of you guys, you say there's a very good environment and the group is united. But what is happening? What do you think we haven't win in that many games?
I think it's a good question. If I knew the answer for why we're not getting 3 points out of these games, if we would go fix it. I think maybe we let the goal drought get to our heads a little bit. So I think being able to come back in both of these last two games and show that we can score multiple goals and not just put our heads down when we go down and say, here we go again. We're able to fight back and claw back. And, even going back to San Jose, going down at home, it's teams can put their heads down and say, oh man, it's just not going our way. But to come back and score there and tie the game, even though you need to get 3 points at home, and then come into Portland, same situation. I thought we played really well in the first half. We gave up the first goal on a restart. I'd have to go back and watch if it was even a foul to start the sequence. But the fact that the guys kept their heads up and we kept playing our game and we didn't bunker in, and then we scored, tie it up, and then again they score a goal from 25, 30 yards out, and instead of guys putting their heads down and feeling sorry for ourselves, we kept fighting till the end and scored. So I think it's taking longer than we would like right now to start stringing some wins together, but I think we're moving in the right direction. It's just a little delayed, but I've been in this league long enough where if you string together 2, 3, 4 wins, you can fly up that table, and we for sure have the quality to do that.
I'm not sure if you play with Urruti once before. I'm not remembering if with Violet on the first leg. How do you feel playing with Urruti together in front?
No, I love that because me as a bigger number 9, I think I bring a lot of like a presence up there and draw the center backs in. And Maxi is really good on the ball. You saw even when we came in, he was playing underneath me a little bit and he was jumping on second balls, getting shots off, So I think when we played together, we created space for each other. So that was good. That was the most minutes I had with him. I think we played a little bit together in the Champions League, but that's on the road in a tough game, tough environment. So it was a little different. So that was our first taste of it, in league play, I believe, and it was good.
I'll tell you what I liked at the start there is when he said, "That's a great question." He needs to tell his coach that the great questions come from Jorge Iturralde.
What do you think?
It was a great way of buying time before he wanted to answer.
Yeah, but everybody answers the same. I mean, everybody's really answers the same. What was when we were talking out, while the interview was, while Bruin was talking, we were saying, I think Jerry, ponla Jerry, you have a picture there, Jerry, that it was from last year, right? Okay, so there's nobody from Austin.
No.
I thought it was just like they don't care about the Spanish. I think they don't care about you guys either.
I don't think so.
I don't think they care about any of the media in Austin.
I mean, they care sometimes. They care when we joked about releasing the kid early. We got messages about that, but they don't. I don't know how much stock they put into like all the local media as opposed to doing the MLS sponsored media, which I think is a lot of.
Do you think there is a friendly and non-friendly, or do you think everybody's the same?
In terms of
media with Austin?
I think the biggest problem with a lot of the media, especially the MLS media, is that the league is too big and there's too many games for them to watch all the games. And they kind of fall back into these fairly lazy narratives about the team. And for those of us who watch every match and been around since day one so long ago, we can see that they don't watch the matches. Like there was an article like early this season that somebody on MLS posted about, Driussi being lazy and not walking around and not doing defensive work and blah, blah, blah. And I'm kind of like, are you watching this? Like, there's very smart people in the Austin Twitter sphere who are like, oh, it's great when these guys actually watch matches. And they like have insight and they're like, oh no, that is actually a thing that happens, but it's difficult to tell. And even like local media, like we had a lot more local people covering the team year one. We've definitely lost a few people and who did a very good job.
A lot of people. Right now on the media conference we were like 4 guys.
Oh wow.
And I know, but this is not Austin. I mean, Houston has 3-4 guys. Dallas has. Somebody told me there were like 2 guys one day interviewing after the game conference away conference. So this is kind of normal for MLS that people know. Why you are not on the media conferences?
The away ones, I'm not really sure how to go about doing that. I guess got to reach out.
You don't receive the
I don't
invitation?
receive the invitation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. That's probably the wireless people. You guys don't receive that either.
We've asked and have not gotten a response.
Oh, okay. All right. So
just straight up no response. Just
okay.
I have fear of rejection. So
well, one day I asked for Ring's interview. One day, last year I asked for Ring. We were going to do some article with Alex Ring. They say, okay, let me tell you in a minute. Well, it happened all the season, and they never told me. They never went back to me. But anyways, that's normal, I think. It's normal. But anyways, what else? We have the positions, right, Jerry? Ahí están. Órale, number 12. 12 of the West.
The standings that Josh Wolf never looks at. Here you go.
I mean,
notable, no? I think. I mean,
there's definitely some surprises in the top half, like St. Louis. I mean, they've banked so many points already that they're in really good shape. The Galaxy just being at the bottom there is just still surprising when they've kind of gotten healthy again.
Yeah, they have a lot of talent on that team.
And then obviously the big surprise of the weekend was Kansas City going into Seattle and beating Seattle, which was just ultimate chaos game. I think we do a regular thing called MLS Sickos Game of the Week, and we picked that one because it was like, oh, it's the best team in the West against the worst team in the West, and they're playing at home, and this is probably going to be a blowout, and it's not going to be very interesting. And instead, it was probably the match that if you were going to tune into one match on the weekend and it wasn't Austin, that should have been the one you tuned into.
Who do you think? Give me your first 4 at the end of the season.
I'm gonna go Seattle, LAFC. San Jose, I think they have a pretty solid team. I'm from St. Louis. I want to say St. Louis stays in the top 4, but I kind of don't think they will. I think they'll drop a bit. I think they'll still be a playoff team, but I'll go Dallas. It's my other team.
I think LAFC is going to win the West once their fixture congestion kind of dies down and they can really go out every week. Then I have Seattle and Dallas and San Jose. I'm a big believer in San Jose. I think they're a better team.
So you think San Luis is going to go away from there?
I think St. Louis is going to drop down into the like they'll be a playoff team, but they won't be hosting a playoff game in that kind of range because at some point, because part of it is also that like they already have points, like they have points banked already, and so that's always just going to kind of like buoy them up. Like I mean, they have 3 times the points of Kansas City and LA right now, which is kind of a crazy thing to think about.
It is, yeah. And I think I'm going to stay with LAFC on first, Seattle on second. I will keep San Luis. I think San Luis is going to be on the 4th or 3rd. And Dallas is going to be there. And I I'm gonna.
So we all like Dallas.
I'm gonna add the fifth. The fifth is gonna be Houston.
I nearly put Houston fourth.
Yeah, because Houston is going.
Team,
Houston is going up.
They made a couple of very smart moves to make the talent they had better.
Mm-hmm.
Like adding Artur and then having Herrera and Carrasquilla for the entire season. That's a really dynamic midfield that causes a lot of people problems. And so that was a really smart pickup on their part of to really bolster their team.
And the not the power, the leadership of Olsen, like having his DP on the bench because he's not doing what he's supposed to. That that's in Mexico that we say.
You jealous? You jealous?
Yeah, I mean because we actually right now I think Rigoni deserves to start right now. But for what do you think? 16 games? He didn't. I mean he didn't deserve to start. And right now because we don't have Driussi and I was talking to we just switched comments Scott and I thought it was going to be number 10 on Saturday. I thought Rigoni was going to be the number 10 because he played as a number 10 before in Argentina and he knows how to do that. I mean, I want to see Rigoni as a number 10, especially right now.
I felt like without Driussi out there that Rigoni and Redes had a little bit more freedom to come inside and get the ball.
I think with the wingbacks too. So you had the wingbacks with the width, and so those guys are come in a bit more narrow. And I agree. I think that suits Rigoni.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting long-term question for Austin is when Diego is back, how do we try to fit everybody in the team in their best positions? Because it seems very clear that Rigoni's best position is on the left wing and Diego's preferred position is on the left wing, even though I just inherently hate the idea of inverted wingers because they don't work. And so I hope it would stay. Be like, well, if you want to play, you have to play in the right.
I tell you how it's going to be. It's going to be Stuber, Wolfito, and the rest, they're going to go with Stuber and Wolfito, and the rest, whenever it counts. Anyways, okay, before we go with Dallas, I'm going to talk a little bit about Driussi's injury, right? We have players after players after players for years getting injured. And we believe, we were talking, Miguel and I, Miguel couldn't make it tonight. Miguelito and I, we were talking about whoever is in charge of the medical department, whoever does the how to say, like exams before they sign them. We got Ulises Segura injured, never play. Asensio injured, he didn't play for. Ronnie Reyes was sweat. I mean, we have a bunch of people. Ambro Tarek is like, we don't even know what's that.
He is lounging around by the pool. We have all seen his Instagram. It is,
oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, I invite his life. Anyways, who's in charge of the medical? Whose fault is it? It's just like bad luck? Or it's just casual, a coincidence that everybody is getting injured in Austin FC?
I mean, I think some of it is fixture congestion. But I think the worrying part is that the injuries seem to be happening in practice.
Yeah, Kolmanic.
Yeah, because like Kolmanic,
very serious.
Driussi's must have been in practice.
Had to be because he was.
And so I think stuff like that is a little more worrying than like, and also it being a lot of like muscle injuries as opposed to like a break or a tear.
Shows that you're not really managing the workload of the players as you should be.
That's a problem. I mean, that's exactly what I think. It's not just like coincidence or something. It's something that is not doing the right job for the people. That's what we thought last week. We talked about that last week, and we still think. I mean, last week we talked about the rest of the players, including Cascante, because he was just like 19 minutes on the field, and last week Miguelito was saying that because we were on the field level, and we saw Cascante going on his leg like this. He was like making faces like he was having some pain, and he was talking to the guy. They didn't put him inside, but they put him inside like a week later. If he's not ready, he's gonna get bad. I mean, he's gonna get injured if he's not really ready to play. So, who is authorizing him to play? The doctor or whoever is in charge of that, and Wolf is just taking, I think, the green light.
Well, I mean, from
Or
Wolf's
pressure.
perspective, if the medical staff says the player is fit, he kind of has to take their word for it, right? Like,
I mean,
he can't argue with his own.
I mean, as far as I know, Josh Wolf does not have a doctorate in anything. I don't think
I think that's a safe
The
assumption.
medical
I
stuff.
think that's
The
a safe
medical stuff
assumption.
is the valet parking as well. So yeah. I mean, it's really. We're preparing a good article. It's an article or a clip or video of investigation. You're gonna get surprised. Next week is gonna be ready. It's just like that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but it's that kind of stuff. It's like the organization.
Be careful, Jorge. You've got a history with
Be
videos.
careful, yeah. I'm gonna put the clown music. Like, anyways,
you're just asking for angry DMs now.
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna start with Scott now. We have Dallas. I'm gonna go before you. We're gonna lose. Go ahead.
I'm gonna predict be myself, not the chickens. Chickens have not been consulted. Very important distinction to make.
I put it here for you.
Thank you very much. No, I think Austin's gonna win 2-1. They're gonna surprise everybody.
You're gonna surprise everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I actually agree with Scott there. I think 2-1 Austin. I think.
How about you guys buy me a drink or something if you lose, and I do the same if I.
I'm not 100% confident in the prediction.
So you're
but
2-1.
I do think 2-1.
And 2-1. So you.
I don't think they
if these guys are saying 2-1, I believe they believe.
I'll be different and pick 3-2, just because it'll be a more fun match then.
Which one?
I'll pick 3-2 for the match on Saturday.
Okay, so
are we doing Open Cup predictions or?
Well,
for
let's
Wednesday?
do it. But let me go first with if these guys are thinking we're gonna win 2-1, they believe Redes is gonna score, Sartes is gonna score, and Rigon is gonna score. Okay, and
I don't. Okay, well, I don't believe Rodney's going to score. I know Rodney's going to score.
Oh,
but
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
this season.
I also hope it
happen
happens to a road game because if it happens at home, I'm rushing the field and then I'm going to lose my tickets. And here's the thing: I'm not going to be the only one. I know multiple people who have been like, "No, if he scores at home, we're doing this."
How do you think he's gonna celebrate if he scores?
No, he's gonna do what he did last time, which was like celebrate with the person who has the assist, and then he's gonna look for like a lot of approval from Drew.
The last time you're talking about 2 years ago?
No, I'm sorry. I meant that when he got the assist, when he got the assist on Rigoni's goal, like they celebrated together, and then like there's this really great picture where he's like looking up at Driussi like a child looking up at a parent, being like, "Did I do good?" And it's like, "No, you did. You did great." Like, and I feel as though like after he scored a goal, he would also like want that approval.
Well, what did you guys think of Rigoni's celebration? Because that was a little controversial.
But he did it before. He's the way he did it.
That's what he does. Okay.
So yeah, some.
I didn't understand why that was a controversy.
It's like in Spanish and in Spanish will be like ahí está, like there you go, like ahí está su gol. There's your goal. So that's kind of what I understand from that. Let me say 2-1, 3-2, and I will say we're gonna lose 2-1. I'm sorry guys, but they're gonna buy food for me next week. Okay, and New Mexico has to be like 4-0 or something like that.
Careful, I mean, what Violette?
Here's the thing: New Mexico United are they're a veteran team. The youngest player they start's like 26. They're a team that knows what they're doing. It's going to be. I don't think New Mexico is going to be able to generate a lot of offense against us, but I question Austin's ability to break them down. So it'll probably be more of a low-scoring game. It'll probably be more of like a 2-0 kind of a match.
I'll go 3-0, but I do agree with that. I think it could be a while before Austin has to get the first.
I think we're fortunate that it's in Q2 and not at Isotopes Park. As much fun as an away trip to Albuquerque would have been.
Isotopes, I thought it was used on The Simpsons.
That's why it exists.
That's why?
Yeah, what's funny is that like the Albuquerque Isotopes don't exist in the universe of The Simpsons because Homer stopped it with a hunger strike. But it does exist in the real world.
Oh, okay. Anyways, well, this is it 3-0. 2-0. And I said, if, unless they bring people from Roswell, New Mexico, or I think they're going to lose 4-0.
They're going to sign Violette Striker and bring him on.
That would be great. I mean,
it'd be a smart move. It'd be a good move on their part.
These guys are good, and they just have to pay the minimum wage. And this guy will make like 80,000% more than what they were making right now. Yeah. Can you believe that? 80,000% more than what the striker, what is it, like Michel, something like that. But anyways, okay, Jerry, ¿cuánto vamos? Okay, perfectamente bien. Eric, well, I think that's it. You want to close with something?
Hey, it's been great. It's been an honor to be on FCTV. Finally, after 2 years of doing the show with you finally invite me on.
No, thank you.
Appreciate it, Jorge.
I thought this guy was gonna be like too. No, he's he felt free today, so
liberated. Finally, I'm away from David, so I can speak my mind. Finally, it's great.
Yes, and Scott, it's always an honor.
Exactly.
I hope I can have you here in a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks.
Always.
Because
I'm always down.
Yeah, because I like the way you guys. The False 9, you just invite the people. The false9.com, right? Or what is it?
False9texas.com or the Twitter account, which is, you can see below. It's the False9 TX on Twitter, which is where we do most of our very serious, very earnest posting.
It's great stuff. I've seen it and I like it.
You.
If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. People.
Yeah, so you can read me there, and I do a regular post for the We Are Austin TV blog about future opponents. So you can read all my stuff in those two places.
Perfectly. And Football in Vivo is going to be later on. So he's going to, if you see him with the same jersey and everything, don't worry about it. He didn't have anything else to change. Now, one more thing that I was going to suggest, we should do like a prediction, with something. Let's put a prediction and send it to Josh to see if he cares about what we think, right? And I'm
like where we think they'll finish
I'll
this
be
season?
in charge of giving that to him. Let's put our names, where we belong to, and let's say with.
Are you gonna laminate it before you give it to him? Or?
Yeah, we can do that. We ask Hernan from We're Austin.
Oh yeah,
Phil
100% will do that.
Yeah, no, definitely Phil, Eric, and Colby, all the guys who wants to just to say what position we're gonna end, right?
I like it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, let's do it. Sounds great.
And you save them some work if you laminate it beforehand. So.
Yeah, right. Now let's see if they pay attention or not. So we're gonna have we can start like the Constitution. We the people of Austin predict that. Anyways, all right, sir. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much for everybody. It was like really, really good. I hope you guys understood my English, and I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better. Leon is going to play LAFC. Mm-hmm. If I don't have you from until that day, what will be your prediction? Who's the champion of CONCACAF?
Honestly, Jorge, I think Leon will do it. I think that it's just going to be difficult for an MLS team to do it 2 years in a row. I honestly don't know a whole lot about Leon, but I know that Liga MX teams are usually very strong. So yeah, I'll go Leon.
Leon, you?
I'm going to go LAFC because I'm worried that the that's deserved. That's fine. I knew that was going to happen. My worry is that Leon's not going to play for a while before the match, and I always worry about teams being rusty, especially for competitions like that. And it's not like they can schedule a friendly. Like I don't know how they would go about doing that to try to keep themselves sharp. And a month off before the most important game of the season is really difficult.
Yeah, no, and we lost at home yesterday with San Luis. And the way we lost, we can lose with LA. But Leon plays very good. And really, yesterday was like couple mistakes that I think they underestimate San Luis because we were 2-1 and they were like not really worried because they have the power. They generate like really, really good opportunities. I don't know, I would say 4, 5, 6 on the first half, but they didn't score. And in the second half, they didn't do like really anything to rush and tie the game. I mean, that's the only thing I'm worried about. If they lose their mind like they did yesterday, LAFC is gonna win. But I think Leon has more. Give me this then. but I think Leon has more football than LAFC. It's more the technical stuff and this, but the speed. The speed from San Luis killed us yesterday. LAFC has a lot of speed, so we need to. But this was like a good experience. Now, That's true. We're not gonna play 5 weeks, but it may be like benefit if they do some because the training they do is like really good. It's like when they're gonna pass, they already know where's the other guy. I mean, it's like they really play very good, and I love the way they play. We just they just didn't make it. So, anyways, I'm good with Leon. I'll give you back this. Okay. See you guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. FCTV. Don't forget, I think next week is going to be in Spanish. Gracias. No se nos olvide seguirnos. Clubdeportes.com all over. Jerry Lopez en controles. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Stay here for Fútbol en Vivo.